All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to your snowy Monday afternoon edition of Herpetology. It's kind of hard to, think about herpetology on days like today. Well, let me rephrase that. It's never hard to think about herpetology. It's hard to think about seeing animals in the wild on days like today. But there are some herps that are active year round. So, for example, marbled salamanders lay their eggs really early in the season under logs. We will go and see the frogs and salamanders this spring when it will be cold and wet and damp and your bones will ache, but you'll be so happy because you've seen all of these spotted salamanders. And also mud puppies are still active under the frozen water. But unfortunately, as that water freezes, it becomes, let's go back here. It becomes harder and harder to see them. So I just traded emails with Ryan Wagner, the researcher from OSU, and he said we should postpone. Basically, the mud puppies will still be active, but because it's snowy and the water's starting to freeze, won't be able to see them. And so it just makes it hard for them to trap it, makes it hard for them to see. So with apologies, I know I've kind of focused a lot on the logistics of this trip. We are going to make this up sometime in the next couple of weeks. I'm looking to reschedule right now, and I will let you know as soon as I can what those dates will be, which I will check my email back in class today, and we might even know today. So no mud puppy trip this week, no mud puppy trip tomorrow, no mud puppy trip on Wednesday. But you can still carry the mud puppy in your heart for an extra week, and we'll get back to it, okay? So I know the scheduling is a bit crazy. I apologize for that, but I'm doing my best to make things happen despite the cold. But the good news is that Princeton will be back by then, so he can join us. He gave the thumbs up for that one. Okay, Athena, question, yes. Yeah, so we'll have, thank you for asking that question. We will have regular class in here on Wednesday. I should have said that. Appreciate you asking that. So we'll just have a regular class in here. I mean, it's never regular, we'll have an extraordinary class in this room on Wednesday afternoon. But with that in mind, we are going to go ahead with our plan for today, which was largely preparing us for this mud puppy outing. You did some readings in advance of today. What we'll do is we'll work through class today as we had originally planned. And then before our field trip, which will be in the next couple of weeks, we'll just kind of refresh our memory a little bit about mud puppies and what we talked about today. I didn't want to kind of just ditch the whole plan for today and come back to the stuff you did homework and you're prepared to talk about this stuff today. So our schedule is, we're going to do something a little bit different. We have stations today. I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. You'll be working at 4 different stations, working through different aspects of mud puppy biology and preparing for the trip. And then after that, we're going to just prep for field outings. There's a few things that actually I want to go over with everyone to talk about, even though we're not doing the trip this week, so that'll still be useful. And then we'll wrap things up. And we have a funny meme, I guess. So that's the deal for today. Before we dive into it, can I answer any questions? Yeah. Oh, thank you for asking that. I do have that on a slide later. There is no program for Wednesday. I had originally not planned on one because we're doing the trip and I didn't have a chance to change it last minute. But I'll make it up to you by giving you an extra big program for the following Monday. That sounded good? Okay, cool. Actually, I'm excited. I have this podcast that you're going to listen to for Monday. This interview with a amphibian biologist that's really nice. So I think you'll like that. But yeah, there's no program for Wednesday. There we go. So if you wait long enough, someone's gonna jump in. It was okay. It was fine. Yeah, I'm working on a big grant right now. It's actually due next week, and so I spent the better part of the weekend writing this big grant, which would be cool. What would it do? It would pay undergraduate researchers to work in the lab for the summer and for the school year on this project with the lizards and everything. So it's been really exciting but stressful. That's my weekend. How was your weekend, Sid?
It was good.
Good.
Yeah.
Cool. Good. That's always good. Yeah, it's good to get a little refresher in there. All right, now that we cleared that up, let's get to what we're doing. So this is what this activity is going to look like. There's 4 stations around the room that I haven't set up yet, but I'm going to right now. And what you're going to do is you're in a randomly selected group of your herpetology friends, and you're going to spend 15 minutes at each of 4 stations. And what you'll do at each of these stations is describe on the sheets that's at the station that I'll put around right now. And what you do is you're going to learn about mud puppies. You're going to think about mud puppies. You're going to talk about mud puppies. And hopefully tonight you'll all dream about mud puppies. So I'm going to put station number 1 right over here. It has directions, and in this case, it has a QR code. Station number 1 is looking at Ryan Wagner's website. He is the master's student at Ohio State, who we're going to be seeing on our mud puppy trip. Station number 2 is a discussion of the paper that you read, Estimating Mud Puppy Abundance in, I don't know how to pronounce the name of this river, the Lamoille River in Vermont, USA. I'm going to put this right here. Station number 3 is mud puppies in jars. This is going to go here because that's where mud puppies in jars are. And there's also a mud puppy in acrylic, so mud puppy skeleton and acrylic there. And then station 4, I'm going to put over here. This is related to the reading you did in the field guide on mud puppy biology. A rather lengthy chapter that told you all about everything we know about mud puppies. So what you'll do is I'm going to show you your groups, and I'll set a timer. You work through the activities. Some of it is discussing with your peers. Some of it is brainstorming questions. Some of it is doing some work on your own. And you'll have 15 minutes at each, and you rotate, and that'll be class today. We'll do 3 stations, and we'll take a break for like 5 minutes or so, and then we'll come back, finish up the last session after break, and then I'll wrap things up after that. What questions do you have before I get you in your groups? And you should, okay, I put these things around the room where I've just kind of randomly put them out there. If group 1 is more comfortable moving down the table or whatever, just do your thing. I don't really care where you are. So just take ownership and make it happen, whatever you want. Here's the groups. I use the random number generator and just put you in groups. So group 1, and I might have forgotten, I got last initials for Sam. Did I miss any other duplicate names? I didn't, I'm good. Okay, cool. So group 1, we'll start off over here. Group 2 will be right here with Chase and Taryn. Group 3 is back here with our mud puppies in jars. And group 4 is going to be over here where Chloe is now sitting, but won't be sitting for long. And so one last thing, excuse me, let me interrupt for 1 second. Tuck all of your backpacks and everything, stick them, open up the cabinet doors and stick them in the cabinets and get that out of the way, because they're going to be rotating around the room today, so you won't really have a home base. So let's get that stuff out of the way as much as we can, or just under the tables is fine. I'll let you get settled in. And okay, so SK, we talked about you kind of getting on with someone who's logged in here. Do you know who that person is? Who is it? Oh, it's you. Okay, great. All right, so you need the link for the Zoom.
Couldn't get the Zoom on my phone thing, but I have her on Instagram.
Oh, that works too. Oh, that's even better. Hey, what's up, SK? Yeah, okay, just take her around with you. Okay, cool. That's great. And Princeton, I'm gonna set you up at the table. I'm sorry, with it was one of the mud puppy readings. Did you say it was the chapter or the
it was the chapter reading.
Oh shoot, I lost your sound.
Oh,
Here,
okay.
just type it in the chat if you would. The sound is a little complicated right now, and I'll get you where you got to go. Okay. Chapter reading. Okay, gotcha, Princeton. I'm going to deliver you there right now. Give me 1 second. Actually, you know what? Sorry, Princeton. I'm just trying to figure some things out.